Just to let you all know, neither one of you have the moral high ground.
It's just a bad case of idiocracy versus demolition man.
Admitted to a mistake.
This video is not sponsored by Curiosity Stream off of Nebula.
Because we're not a bunch of virtue signaling hipsters who are in their own bubble.
No thanks to you. After all, you ain't gonna watch this video, but if you do, like, comment, and subscribe.
And if you really like what you see here, support us on Patreon. What's up?
Tis I, your fearless leader, and today's episode is somewhat of a doozy because it's somewhat of a continuation of this last video I did, but due to YouTube obsession with censorship, this version is going to be a little different from what I have on BitChute Rumble, due to the fact that
Billy Buzzard, the triggered vulture, is my name. Triggering snowflakes is my game.
says some offensive
whatever.
Yes, I've been picking on trans people a lot, but what do you expect? I can't even go into my local Arco to buy cigarettes wearing my makeup, but when a boy in a dress throws a tantrum, now we have to change bathroom sides. I mean, hell, why do you think I don't go to the trade show? Yeah.
The extreme always seems to make an impression.
We're also going to talk about mythology, again, as well as offensive subject matter that will probably get us flagged. And before you think I've gone all red pill right wing on you, just know that I hate both sides.
Everybody got that?
I know you hear me talk a lot of shit on the Libtards, but I don't like the conservative zombies either.
Get on with it!
It is Year of the Snake after all, and it's always the year of the blunt change. Last year the Snake was pretty disappointing. The only thing that really happened was the rise of
Bullshit. 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 Bullshit.
Shit!
It is fucking retarded that the new Captain America, Anthony Mackie, said some fucking dumbass shit about Captain America.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. Like, it's about,
Are you really retarded?
In other words, at a personal level, it would appear that Anthony Mackie is one of the many that holds America in a very low regard.
We have assholes on our side too, yes. But why are you tearing down statues of Lincoln, the guy who's freed the slaves?
For God's sakes, there's dumbass libtards who didn't learn their lesson last time. We want to concede from the Union and join Canada, which is very Civil War-ish.
15% of Democrats think the country would be better off if large percentages of the other parties straight up died. And this might lead us to assuming that Civil War 2.0 is on the horizon.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
We have to see each other, not as mortal enemies, but rather merely as roommates from hell. People keep sending me these maps showing how red states and blue states should just go our separate ways. We'll get New York, they'll get Texas. Shut the fuck up. Take it from someone who has traveled this country my whole life. There are no red states or blue states. They're all like Mitch McConnell's hand, some shade of purple. We can't have a second Civil War because the two sides aren't neatly separated anymore, you see? The Mason-Dixon line of today would cut through states, cities, streets, even bedrooms.
Speaking of the Civil War,
You know how there's rules of war? Because of General Sherman.
I mean, for fuck's sake, who's on the Union side against slavery?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know that term war is hell? That's from him.
Really? Why?
He killed every man, woman, and child everywhere he went.
Come on!
If you bring up General Sherman to a Southerner, that's like bringing up Hitler to a Jew.
Of course, so was General Custer, and that guy was a white supremacist who got slaughtered by a bunch of Native Americans.
We've made a huge mistake.
Then there's bands or musical artists, we'll say, who get political.
Yeah, stop political, and I just hate this shit now. You know?
I'm just saying, if you're gonna go on a political rant, may it be left wing or right wing, make sure the next song is not a fucking cover.
Come on!
It makes no fucking sense to go, I love Trump, when you're about to play Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
But why?
It's because I'm spoiled. They were political too. They were anti-Bush. And he would go on a I hate Bush rant. You know the next song was called Assassination Number One. That makes sense.
Well, duh.
And I don't give a fuck what you say. I will fight you for this shit.
Gods of war, may your hammer be mighty.
I'm a half Viking on my dad's side, right? And all Vikings are war gods, so I'm a big fan of war gods. But no, their god of war, they have two gods of war, similar to the Greeks, right? They have a goddess of war, and they have the red god, also known as the flayed god, as in skinned alive. all their sacrifices is dedicated to him. So you can imagine, like, yeah, that's the most hardcore God of War I've ever heard in my life.
Well done.
Like, you compare that to fucking Ares, he's just a spoiled brat who likes to rape chicks.
Definitely a difference between those two.
Because Greece and Rome had two gods of war as well. You know, the chaotic god of war, Ares, who no one ever prayed to. And then there's Athena, goddess of wisdom, and the god of strategy. And Zeus gave birth to her by thinking about her. Even though she's a goddess of wisdom, she is kind of a cunt.
Yeah, well, she has that going for her.
Well, you know why I say she was a cunt?
Why?
Medusa. Medusa got by Poseidon and Athena's temple.
Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Athena's one of the virgin goddesses, and even though it was a non-consenting and non-pleasurable sex, it was still sex in her temple. So she turned her into Medusa.
What the fuck?
So let me get this straight. A woman got raped, and she's getting punished?
That's just how it worked back then with these things.
All these modern fucking libtards go,
Oh, it's so bad, blah, blah, blah.
Shut the fuck up! And speaking of commies, it's like, are you taking notes from Rachel Zegler or something? It just proved that only betas vote for fucking Kamala.
Oh, and just to let you all know, I am not pro-Trump, and I'm not pro-Kamala. I hate both y'all.
Go fuck yourself.
Leftists always want to talk about how idiocracy is a vision of the future or modern day, and everybody's gotten dumber and everything's just a giant corporate bubble of Costco bullshit. But no one ever really brings up the other side. Take it away, Edward Friendly.
I've seen the future. You know what it is? It's a 47-year-old virgin sitting around in his beige pajamas, drinking a banana broccoli shake, singing I'm an Oscar Mayer wiener.
That's the problem at this point. It's like, nope, there's really no logic to it.
Because of TikTok.
Because TikTok is a weapon that the Chinese are using against us, are causing division with us, and also encouraging more of the youth to not produce. So there's less of us, and the ones who want to produce have to pay for it, justifying the Chinese to eliminate us. Because in their eyes, if you're gay and a person of color, you're the enemy. And meanwhile, their version of TikTok is learning how to be smarter and faster and tougher. If when we go to war with China, we're gonna fucking lose.
So I'm saying, like, yeah, it's like it's a very obvious plan they're doing, and everyone that's in support of these organizations, like, well, you better start doing some push-ups because there'll be a war soon. We're not all gonna help you.
Especially with the whole pro-fat movement. And before we continue, let's get to today's sponsor, Nebula, off of Curiosity Stream. Nah, do I look like a fucking virtue signaling fucking douche? Do I look like I'm one of the Lindsay bitches who suck Ryan Johnson's dick? Fuck that shit. No thanks to you. And
did you watch the South Park special about the whole yeah, that was that one. You watch it yet?
Yeah, I caught some of that.
That was great.
Yeah, they're doing a good job with these things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, like, what I'm shocked about is why Squeak's not involved with their shit more. For the basketball, he was also in Orgasmo.
Yeah, he really needs it.
You know, cause, like, he's been with them since day one. He was in Cannibal the Musical with them.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know one. You know, also in Cannibal the Musical? Trey Parker's dad, in the real life Randy. Yeah, the reason why Trey's named Trey, his real name is Randy. He just goes by Trey because he's the third.
I actually knew that.
Well, the reason why I know so much about this shit is because my brother, when he was in college, did a thesis on South Park.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's how I found out.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. But my favorite outside of South Park thing they did other than Team America was Orgasmo. You ever seen Orgasmo?
I feel like I must have at one point because it was definitely fun.
It was basically over like a precursor. If you think about it, it's kind of a precursor to Book of Mormon. Because it's about a Mormon who goes to LA who becomes a porn star superhero.
What an idea.
Yeah. And Uncle Ron's in it. You know, Ron Jeremy, he's in it.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking quotable. Like there's one part, it's like this new upcoming porn star guy named Sancho.
What's your name again? I am Sancho. Look, I get a lot of people auditioning all the time.
That's all he needs to do. He's Sancho.
And then fucking Matt Stone's character is like the Boomite guy.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think unicorns are kick-ass.
Not so bad, right? Then he goes,
You know, I don't want to sound like a queer or nothing, but I think you've got a really nice ass.
But there's this guy named
G-Fresh in a motherfucking house.
It's not more popular than movie.
Well,
It's not very cool.
you can't find it streaming anywhere, dude.
oh, by the way, stay tuned for my rant about my NAMM adventure. It's not that great. It was better than last year, but it's still whatever. Of course, I didn't go to the trade show because you know why. But I'm done with this bullshit. Like, you're not gonna watch this But if you do like what you see here, comment, like, dislike, share it if you want. I go into more detail, but I'm just trolling anyway. I mean, after all, you all can suck it. Shout out to my patron. The reason why I'm picking on so many libtards is because you're just as much hypocrites as conservative zombies. And it's just corporate bullshit.